Now more specifically about the Shigaraki Country Club and here at the Toshiro Golf Course. When I first started making visits here around 6 months ago, I thought the actual site, what was here, and it's been here over 50 years. They just celebrated or this year will celebrate their 50th anniversary. Great potential. Good corridors, safe, a good natural terrain, elevation change. It's not flat, but it's not too hilly. So what I call the bones of the golf course, the basic what was here at the golf course was very good. And as I told the Shinwa staff, I think I could do something very, very special here. So I would make around, I think before we actually start construction, probably 3 or 4 visits, talked about every hole with their staff, reviewed options, what would stay, what would go, what we would change. And there was a lot of give and take, which personal from the design side, I enjoy that. I enjoy working with the owner. I always tell owners, it's their golf course. I'm just here hopefully to make it better for you. But you understand your golf course or any problems you have. I'm here to help solve those problems. But in the end, when it opens back up, I want the members to feel, and the Shinwa staff to feel, that from a design side, we did a good job. Members will see a big, big difference, maybe more playable golf course, a more challenging golf course, and a golf course that they want to be a member at long term and have other friends who then will want to join here and see the good product we kind of make. As I started working on the plans, some of the things that we're looking to improve the course for are probably number one is strategy. A lot of the holes out here were very, very straight. You could get on the tee and just hit it. There wasn't really a direction of how to play the hole. So part of a designer or an architect, we want to almost create a path for how a golfer will play the hole. Challenge them here. If they go there, they get rewarded. So we call it in the design business, risk reward, strategy and risk reward. So if you carry a bunker, you should have a better angle to the green, or it's a closer distance for your next shot. So those are things that we again, start developing in the plan. So what we also try to do in the strategy, don't make all holes the same. All par 4s need to have a different strategy. Some things may be the same, but some are tweaked a little bit different. So a golfer feels like he is challenged as he goes around the golf course in different ways. We also look for the beauty of the golf course. How do we make the beauty of the golf course better? There's a lot of native grasses out here. We see a lot of areas where the native grasses can be brought in closer to play, but still keep them out of play. It just helps the look of the golf course. Where we're going to maybe plant some more trees to, again, improve the beauty of the golf course. I think ease of play. It is very difficult to design a golf course for, many people say, for all levels of play. For the professional golfers to the women or the juniors who may play the forward tees. But I think by proper tee placement, by proper bunker placement, I think that really helps. I think golfers will see that when they play the new remodeled Toshiro course. One of the things that I'd like to touch on in this interview or information to you members is that when I first came here, the golf course and when it was built was the typical 2-green system when it was built 50 years ago. They had one chloride green and one bent grass green, depending on the season when they would play that. So part of the task that I was given, that the ownership, the Shinwa Golf Group, wanted to get back to only a 1-green system. In a way, that offered myself as a designer a lot of opportunity, because for a 2-green system, it takes up a lot more space. So by having more space, and now we're going down to 1 green, how do you get rid of the second green, to make it not look like a green was there, but incorporate that space into the design of the golf course? To me, which again, I told the Shinwa Group staff, that's a positive because now we have more room. We aren't confined by a space. So in that room, once you play the newly remodeled golf course, you will never know where that second green was located, at the time before we remodeled. Sometimes we've regraded all those greens that we're deleting. Some have been turned into fairways or bailout areas. Some new bunkers are added there. Some mounds are added there. But it really helps the strategy where if a hole may be bunkered stronger in front, but now the fairway comes up and it goes around the side and the fairway comes in the side. So if you as a golfer don't want to encounter the bunkers in front, you can always play left to right of the green, depending on where the fairway goes, and come in sideways. So you can even putt from those areas. So I think it gave myself as a designer, a lot more options for strategy to incorporate in the new design. And I think it makes it just more fun. It makes it more fun. Rather than be constricted to a typical one green space, it's more harder to do this way. It just gives us more options. And I think the variety of holes that we will end up with in the end, once the course is completed, is going to be a big plus for the whole golf course to make it really good. One of the things in design, as I briefly mentioned earlier, are the bunkers. I like for the owner to be involved in the process, since it is their golf course. First of all, style of bunkers. So we talked about various style of bunkers, and I provided 3 or 4 different types of bunkers that I've designed on courses in the past. And we had a very good roundtable discussion with the Shinwa staff, and they kind of, I'll say, not just they, I think we all came around. The best for adapting to this site was this certain style of bunkers. And I think by doing that, we want to incorporate that style throughout the golf course. One thing I noticed when I first came here, over the 50 years that the Toshiro course had been here, it had done small remodeling, had been done to it a little bit every few years. Some of the bunkers are one style, some were a different style. What we're doing now, we're really touching all the bunkers out there, bring them all the same style which we've selected. Okay, now as far as placement of bunkers, there are right around 100 bunkers on the golf course when we're completed, but a lot of those bunkers aren't in play. Some are used as backdrops of greens to make the golf hole more beautiful and more visually striking to the golfers. Some are used for really strategy for how the hole sets up to play. Are they carry bunkers? Are they a bunker to help turn the hole? So they're used for different things. So just to think that we have 100 bunkers, it's going to be a lot more difficult. I don't want you as members or future members to think that. Hopefully they're very placed strategically, and those same bunker or that same style of bunker you'll see throughout, used for different things. And I think that, again, makes for a better golf course and makes for a better continuity in the golf course. And in placing the bunkers, both initially on the plans and as we implement those plans on the golf course, we want to give the golfer options, how to play the course. If they should be able to stand on the tee and know, okay, this is basically telling me if I had a good drive to carry that, I'll be rewarded. If I play safer over here, it may be longer, but I'm playing safer because I'm not a good bunker player. So if I follow visually what I see from the tee, I can get around the course very, very easily. I know we can't all hit the shots we want all the time, and know exactly where we want them, but at least as an architect, I'm trying to tell the golfer from the tee almost how to play the golf hole. And even though some are par 3s, par 4s, or par 5s, depending on pin positions, they may be bunkered strongly. If you want to chance it because the bunker's on that side of that pin, you still have room to play safe, and you may have a longer putt or a chip to get back and to save par. So I think giving players options, that's what golfers like. And we'll want to play the course more and more and more because as they learn how to play the golf course. As we design the bunkers on the golf course, and as we are currently under construction implementing the design of the golf course, I think you'll notice, like when you play the golf course, the bunkers come various sizes and shapes. We have some bunkers, we call them pot bunkers. And a little small punt bunker, there may be one. Other times we have a long fairway bunker that may be double, triple, or even quadruple the size of some of the existing bunkers here, that it's more of a carry type bunker. So what we're trying to do is, make the holes look different. And they'll have many similarities, but the bunkering on the holes, how they're placed, sizes, there may be a small one, mediums, large ones. Sometimes these bunkers are grouped together with a small, medium, and large. Others, it may be a big one, a little pot right behind it. But again, I think that adds to both the beauty of the golf course, to the strategy of the golf course, what golfers see, and I think they'll get a good feel of both of the golf course and what we're trying to implement in the design. And I think that variety of the bunkers, it's not seen in a lot of the golf courses I've seen in Japan. There's like one here, one there, one here. We're trying to at times do bunker complexes, and I think that again adds both the beauty, the challenge, and the strategy of the golf course, which I think is going to make it a lot better. Let's start with the par 4, number 13. I believe it measures around like 387 yards from the tee, so it's not a real long hole. On the tee shot, there's a bunker kind of like a little bit long left, but I think I'll call it the fun. The fun comes in the second shot. It's a short iron, and there's a ridge which comes off the back of the green down the right-hand side of the green. Okay, depending on the pin position. Okay, if you're at that ridge, and this ridge is about maybe a meter above the green surface, and it's right off the edge of the green. But then, if you hit on the ridge and go to the left, it'll roll on the green or bounce on the green. If you go to the right of that ridge, you will roll down into a side fairway, and you may be 2 meters below the surface of the green, and the ball could even roll away 10 to 50 meters away from the green, because you missed where you were supposed to hit it by 1 meter. So I think that even though it's a short iron you're hitting in there, you can be rewarded by it bouncing left on the green, or be penalized, but you're still in the fairway and it'll roll a long way off the green. So I think a lot depends on pin position, how close you are to that ridge, how you're going to play the hole. But I think it's going to be fun. You may have some of your golfing players make fun of you. Oh, you land up over there. Next time, remember, you may be over there too if you don't play the correct shot. But I think it's a short hole, but it's going to add a lot of fun excitement to you as you play the course, and to your fellow golfers who also play it. The par 3 hole I'd like to just mention, as far as kind of how to play, which I think will really be fun, is hole number 14. It plays around a little over 160 yards from the back tee, and I think depending what tees you play from is very important also. So play to your ability. Don't be afraid to move up to the correct tee. So, as I said, it's a par 3. There's a small pond directly in front of the green. So much of how you play the hole is going to depend on where the pin position is. If the pin position is located in the front portion of the green, you have to carry the water. You can always play long and putt back toward the water, but again, depending on the pin position. If the pin is back left, there's a bunker guarding the back left portion of the green, outside the green on that left lobe of the green. Same on the back right. If it is a back right pin position, there's a bunker back right. Depending on how close you want to get to the pin, you may be in the bunker back right, or the bunker back left, or like we mentioned earlier, or the pin position in the front. So pin position is very, very important, but you still have an option to bail out and to take the safe route of play, or do you go for the pin and take your chances? So to me, it's a truly risk-reward par 3 with multiple pin positions. They're going to make it very, very exciting. The par 5 that I would like to talk about a little bit is hole number 16. It measures over 600 yards from the back tees. On the tee shot, nope, there are no bunkers that come into play. There are no bunkers in the landing area either side. Very, very wide open. The fun comes from the second shot in. Between where your drive lands and the decision has to be made, there are cross bunkers, which there are like 3 bunkers, which truly you call them cross bunkers because they cross the entire fairway, starting from the right side, one in the middle, and one on the left side right across. So you have to make a decision, depending on your drive. Do I play short of those bunkers? If my drive is good enough, I can carry those bunkers to make a shorter route to the green. If I hit a really good drive, I may even go for the green. So I think it just gives a lot of options, depending on your abilities, depending on your shot that day, on your drive. So you have a wide open tee shot, hit as far as you can, because the farther you hit it, it's going to be easier making that decision. If you hit a bad tee shot, you're going to have to lay up. Now you have a longer approach over that for maybe your second and then on to the third. But I think having those cross bunkers, it's going to be talked about by every group when they play it. They're going to challenge each other. Oh, I can carry that. I bet you can't. So I think there'll be a lot of gamesmanship kind of within that golf hole, to make for fun, exciting, and a big variance in scores for all members and guests who play hole 16. I would like to say a little about hole number 18, the finishing hole. This is the one hole. We had 2 greens, but the more we looked at it, and for various reasons, we decided to come in, don't use either of those greens, build a new green. And so as we went through the design process, we decided we should lower the green from the existing greens that are there today down 2 meters. What is the reason for that? One, make it more playable, less uphill, because it was so much uphill, I just thought it was almost unfair. You couldn't see the putting surface at all. You would almost, on your second shot, a lot of balls would almost like repel away from the green because it was just so much uphill on your second shot. The hole plays, I believe, around close to 400 yards. So as much as it played uphill before, it almost played like 420, 430 because it was so much uphill. The green we have designed and are going to build will kind of run left to right. It'll have a false front, so you'll be able to see some of the green. Left-hand side will be kind of, I call like the mid-level. Then it will drop down to a low level in the middle of the green, and then up to the higher tier on the back right. So it's very linear in size, running from left to right. So again, it'll be very long, very undulating, a lot of fun pin positions, very challenging pin positions. But I think by lowering the green, it'll just make the hole more playable and just more fun. So the tee shot is bunkered kind of both right and left. So try not to be in the bunker on your tee shot, because then hitting still an elevated green to very, very tight pin positions, even though the green is long, the green's divided in those 3 segments, which I just mentioned, still be very difficult. But I think it's going to be fun, challenging, and you remember that shot, or you remember that hole as the last hole that you played that day at Toshiro Golf Course. I would like to finally say, I'm so glad that Shinwa Group hired me. I've had fun here. They've been a great group to work with. I think the end product, I think when you members come back and play the course, you're going to feel like you belong to a brand new golf course. And I think you're going to invite your friends, your neighbors, your other players. You're going to show off your golf course to them. And to me, that makes me proud that I think for what we've done here, I think that we've done our job if you do that. If you come away from this golf course is a lot better. It's more beautiful, it's challenging, the strategy is good. So our goal, or my goal as a designer, was to do those 3 things. If we did that, I think we accomplished our goal, and I do hope you enjoy many rounds of golf here.